Welcome to the Sacramento Region Community Foundation's GivingEdge overview and tour. In this video, we'll go over all there is to know about GivingEdge, Sacramento's local nonprofit database, and the website that hosts Big Day of Giving. This video is split up into 4 chapters: the nonprofit dashboard, GivingEdge profiles, disbursements and donor experience, and opportunities. If you're looking for something specific, use the timestamps on the video to get your desired chapter, or you can find individual videos for each chapter on our channel. Let's go over the nonprofit dashboard on GivingEdge. Your GivingEdge nonprofit dashboard is your home base for managing your organization on the platform. To access your dashboard, visit bigdayofgiving.org and log in. Click your name in the upper right corner and select your organization. If you manage multiple organizations, you will see all of their names here. Your nonprofit's dashboard will open with all of your management tools on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's go over each section of your dashboard, starting with the overview. Above the overview is your to-do list, which shows what steps you need to take to complete your GivingEdge profile. If you are registering for Big Day of Giving, completing the to-do list is the final step after paying your registration fee. If you open the full detailed to-do list, you can click on the different items to navigate to where to edit them. At the top of the overview page on your nonprofit dashboard, you'll see key performance metrics for the last 30 days, 90 days, or a year. Your organization's page is your public-facing profile where donors can learn more about your work, make donations, and see events and volunteer opportunities that you share. Under fundraising tools, you can manage and monitor peer-to-peer campaigns for your organization, also known as fundraising pages, and matching funds. Check out our videos on peer-to-peer fundraising and matching funds to learn more about these tools. The reports section gives you access to detailed donation reports and donor retention metrics. Download your donor report to see complete donor details, including mailing addresses. Go to the checkout section to customize your donation form, thank you messages, and the language that appears on the tax receipt email that your donors receive. You can suggest certain amounts and share what impact those gifts have for your organization, and add optional fields for your donors to fill, like phone number and gift dedication. On the thank you message page, you can include a special message that your donors see immediately after they donate. You can also customize a brief message that donors see on their emailed tax receipt once they've made a donation. The integration section lets you link to tools like Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. Most other features here require a Mighty Cause subscription if you wish to use more advanced features. Most organizations on GivingEdge don't utilize these and have success without a paid subscription. Finally, under Settings, you can update your organization details, set up a disbursement contact, or add and remove administrators who have access to your GivingEdge profile. Even if you're new to the platform, GivingEdge makes it easy to keep your profile up to date, monitor your progress, and manage your donors' experience. Let's take a deeper dive into some of the sections. The Settings menu is where you can control the behind-the-scenes details of your GivingEdge profile, from your public link and social sharing to admin permissions and payout information. Under General Settings, you can customize the URL for your GivingEdge profile for easy sharing, add alternative names or keywords like abbreviations of your organization's name or keywords that people may search for your nonprofit, update search tags, which help people find your organization. This is synced with the summary section on your public GivingEdge profile, so changing it in one area will update it in the other. Choose what image appears when someone shares your profile on social media, and decide whether donors can opt to cover fees during checkout. In organization information, you'll find public contact details, which sync with your GivingEdge profile, leader demographic data, which helps us understand nonprofit leadership in our region. This data is never made public. And your organization's legal name and address, which is synced with IRS records. If your organization's name or address has changed or is different from what you see listed, you can upload documentation here to change it. In disbursement settings, you can assign and update the contact information for the person who will receive disbursement notifications and details from the Sacramento Region Community Foundation. Be sure the disbursement contact in this section is up to date. All donations made by credit card through GivingEdge are dispersed by the Sacramento Region Community Foundation via RAMP. We go into full detail in the nonprofit user guide and the chapter on disbursements and the donor experience. In the admin section, you can manage who has access to your GivingEdge profile. Here you can add up to 10 users, remove users who are no longer with your organization, change your primary contact for your organization, marked with a blue star. This is the primary person we at the foundation should reach out to if needed. And change the level of access users have to your profile with the roles field. People you designate as admin have full access. You can click Learn More about roles to understand each level of access for different user types. Each user controls their own notification settings once they're added as an admin. To do so, a user needs to first log in. They can then click on their profile icon, choose Account Settings, and navigate to Platform Notifications and make their preferred changes. Let's go over how to build your organization's profile so it's ready to share with donors. From your nonprofit dashboard, you'll find your profile section in the left-hand menu under Organization page. The to-do list at the very top of the page will show you any section of your GivingEdge profile that still needs to be completed. If you see a red dot, that means that a required field is not yet complete. Not all fields are required, but we recommend completing as much of your profile as possible to give donors and community members helpful information about your nonprofit and its work. And remember, all profiles must be updated and submitted for review annually to remain published on GivingEdge. Here are the key sections of your GivingEdge profile. We'll start at the very top with the Goals section. You can display a goal by clicking the Goals button at the top of your organization page. You can also customize the time frame and choose whether to display donors and/or dollars raised by clicking Fundraising Stats. Adding a goal is optional but highly recommended as it's a great way to motivate donors. Next is the About section, where you can expand on your mission and tell your donors about your impact. We suggest doing this in about 200 words or less. Make sure to click Save in the upper right corner when you finish this section. Add your brief mission statement and, if you want, a narrative about your organization's needs in about 100 words or less. Many organizations choose to highlight needs like board vacancies, in-kind donations, and more. You can also add an equity statement to reflect your organization's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. These sections help donors quickly understand what you do and why their support matters. You can also upload photos to your media gallery and add ways to get involved through your dashboard. We'll talk more about events and volunteer opportunities in the Opportunities chapter. At the bottom of your profile, you'll find the Organization Data section. Click the tabs of each section to edit them. The Summary section includes key data points like the year your nonprofit was established, your mission category, local counties you serve and your broader geographic service region, demographics served, and BIPOC leadership status, your organization's top needs, and links like your social media profiles and more. Filling these fields out make it easier for donors to find you in search results. Use the Programs tab to highlight your services. You can add as many programs as you want. Include a description for each program, photos, budget utilized, and outcomes if you'd like. In the Management tab, be sure to add your organization's leader. This is required. You can also list other staff members and include photos, but those fields are optional. In the Governance tab, list your board chair and the other board members. You'll be asked to complete board demographics. Be sure that these numbers add up to the total number of board members listed above, including the chair. And finally, in the Financials and Document tab, you can upload financial documents such as your 990s and other materials like your annual reports. This is also optional. As you wrap up, here are some quick tips. Before sharing, proofread each section carefully, keep your language clear but warm and inspiring, and test your profile on mobile devices to ensure a great donor experience. Once you fill out your nonprofit's GivingEdge profile with the required items, submit it to the Sacramento Region Community Foundation team for review by clicking the Request Content Review button at the top of your profile. After it's approved, your GivingEdge profile will be made public and appear in search results. You can also share your GivingEdge profile link directly with supporters. And remember, you can edit your profile any time of year, even outside of Big Day of Giving. Now let's talk about GivingEdge disbursements, donations, and the donor experience. The first touch point your donors are likely to have with GivingEdge is when they're searching for a nonprofit to support. To view nonprofits that have GivingEdge profiles, click Find Causes in the navigation bar at the top of the website. Donors can search and filter by keywords, mission category, location, and other characteristics. From your profile, donors can make a donation, view and register for upcoming events and volunteer opportunities that you post, and even fundraise on your behalf by creating peer-to-peer fundraising pages. Because they can do this from the platform year-round, we recommend keeping your profile up to date, even after Big Day of Giving ends. An updated profile helps you attract new supporters, share your latest events and needs, and stay visible in our region's philanthropic landscape. Online donations are gifts made directly through GivingEdge. Donors can give by credit card, PayPal, Venmo, Google Pay, or Apple Pay. The minimum donation is $10. Donors immediately receive an emailed tax receipt after they make an online donation on GivingEdge. Online gifts include a 5.2% processing fee to cover technology, platform, and transaction costs. Donors can opt to cover the fee at checkout, and the full amount remains tax deductible. There's often a misconception that the foundation keeps the full fee amount. In reality, on a large portion of the transactions, the foundation does not retain any of this fee. To learn more, or if you have any questions about the processing fees, visit the Fees and Disclosure page in the footer of the website. Offline gifts include any donations collected outside of GivingEdge, like cash, checks, or donations made via your own online system. These gifts are not subject to GivingEdge support fees and are managed by your organization. If you add offline donations on Big Day of Giving, make sure to enter them by 11:59 p.m. on Big Day of Giving so they count towards your organization's total. To add an offline gift, visit your nonprofit dashboard and click Reports on the left-hand side. Click Offline Donations, then click the Add Offline Donation button in the upper right-hand corner. For bulk entries, use the Import Offline Donation option. To delete an offline gift, click the three dots next to it and select Delete. Donors can also give through their donor-advised fund by selecting donor-advised or other managed fund as the payment method at checkout. The system will email gift instructions to the donor and to your organization. Note, in most cases, you'll want to follow up with the donor and/or with their account manager to coordinate the fulfillment of these gifts. If a donor has a donor-advised fund at the Sacramento Region Community Foundation or the YOLO Community Foundation, they can give through their donor-advised fund during Big Day of Giving using the donor-advised fund payment method. During Big Day of Giving, they can also give through their standard donor portal with the foundation, in which case, our team will enter those gifts into your GivingEdge profile per their wishes. These gifts are not subject to fees. All online donations are collected by the foundation and dispersed to you in one payment the month after they're received. We try to process and disperse donations as quickly as possible so you can put your supporters' gifts to work. We disperse donations no later than 30 days after the end of the month in which the contributions were made. For Big Day of Giving, this means that gifts made in April during early giving are dispersed by May 30th. Gifts made in May are dispersed by June 30th. Disbursements are made by check or via ACH, also known as direct deposit, using Ramp, our fund disbursement platform. By default, organizations that have not registered for Ramp will receive their disbursements by mailed check. To ensure you receive your donations via ACH, contact GivingEdge at sacreachcf.org to set up direct deposit. To make Big Day of Giving exciting, we utilize GivingEdge to offer additional features during the giving window. Leaderboards appear on Big Day of Giving, which track gifts made in real time and organize participating nonprofits by county, mission category, and budget size. Prizes offer bonus dollars you can use to motivate your supporters to give. Only online donations made through GivingEdge count towards Big Day of Giving prizes. Offline gifts still count towards your Big Day of Giving total, but aren't eligible for prizes unless specifically noted. For more details, visit the prize page. The Opportunities tool on GivingEdge allows you to share an event, volunteer opportunity, or open board position on your nonprofit's GivingEdge profile. When you list an opportunity on GivingEdge, it doesn't just stay on your profile. It also gets added to the Get Involved page, where people from across the region can browse ways to give back and get connected with our region's local nonprofit sector. Plus, some opportunities are highlighted in our foundation's monthly GivingEdge newsletter, sent to hundreds of local nonprofit supporters. Here's how to add an opportunity to your GivingEdge profile. Log into GivingEdge, navigate to your nonprofit dashboard by clicking your username in the upper right-hand corner and selecting your organization's name in the menu. When you get to your nonprofit dashboard, click on Fundraising Tools in the left-hand menu. Then Opportunities. Click Add an Opportunity in the upper right-hand corner. This will bring you to a form where you'll add the details of your event. Some fields are required. First, you must specify whether the opportunity is online or in person, as well as whether it's a volunteer opportunity like joining your board of directors or a calendar event that folks can attend. Next, select whether you have an external page for your event or if you want to host the event registration through GivingEdge on the Mighty Cause platform. Then add the event title and location. If it's online, share where folks can go to access the online opportunity. You'll need to include a URL even if the event is in person. The final required field is listing when the opportunity is happening. You can list it as an ongoing opportunity or on a specific date or duration. We recommend you add a contact and a simple and straightforward description. Be clear and concise, and remember, people may see your opportunity even if they don't know much about your organization. So it's a good idea to include a brief context about what you do, why it matters, and how this opportunity helps. When you're ready, click Create Opportunity. Once submitted, your opportunity will appear in a new section of your GivingEdge profile called Get Involved, and on the site-wide Get Involved page. Anyone interested in your event can click the opportunity and learn more and register. You can manage your opportunities anytime from your organization's GivingEdge dashboard. You can also view and edit details of your event, end or delete opportunities when needed, and view the list of individuals who are registered. It's that simple. Get the latest on this feature in our nonprofit user guide. Need help? Visit bigdayofgiving.org or reach out to us. We're here to support you every step of the way.